Yo, what is going on, Fly Talk fans? It's your boy Kevin Taylor here, and I'm here to talk about Joe Mixon, Dalvin Cook, and second chances as these players relate to the Philadelphia Eagles and the draft, which is in Philadelphia, which is less than 30 days away. So let's jump right into it. First of all, how I feel about second chances, I think it's a load of malarkey. Yes, malarkey. I feel like it's a load of malarkey. Shout out to Joe Biden for that word. And when I say that, pretty much what I mean is that I don't think them getting drafted is a second chance. I don't. I think they've already gotten their second chance. Joe Mixon, here's your second chance. You didn't go to jail. You broke a girl's face. I don't care if she hit you or not. Unless your life was in danger, you walk away. For Dalvin Cook, here's your second chance. You got to stay and play football. Those were serious allegations he was brought up on. The thing with his girl that was never, for hitting a girl, he was never actually brought up on those charges. He was found innocent. Then the offense with the dogs, which he was, I believe, found, he was found guilty for that. Looking at it, what's it mean? Pretty much it means that the better you are in the NFL, the more you can get away with. Someone like Jalen Mills on the Philadelphia Eagles, 7th round pick, but he's not a 7th round talent. The thing is that Jalen Mills wasn't a nationally recognized player, so he couldn't get away with that much, and because of it, he slid very far. But he didn't slide out because he did have some talent. But a player like that, like Jalen Mills, if he were to do what Joe Mixon did, he wouldn't get drafted. He would be blackballed. And that's just the reality of it. There's no arguing that. If you try to say that, these people are just trying to be good people, no. Okay, they're not. Because there's plenty of people who are not in the NFL who weren't that good, who maybe could have been a 7th round pick but did something and it just was not worth the risk. It's all about risk management. This is a business. Don't ever forget it. And really, players, the older they get, the more they recognize that. It's when players are released. It is a business, all right, period. And so right now people are evaluating Joe Mixon and Dalvin Cook in respects to, can you add to my business, or am I going to lose money from drafting you and lose an opportunity at a Super Bowl, or will I gain one? Pretty much, I hate to say it, but there is a little bit of weight that gets thrown around. Dalvin Cook, obviously, for what he did, it was never national news. He was never on the news nationally. Joe Mixon was. That video was, it pops up in your Facebook feed. You can type it in. There are GIFs of it, on the internet. It was on the news, the 6 o'clock news. Everyone saw it. Everyone saw what happened, right? So, it's just the reality of it. He was seen doing it. It's the same with Ray Rice, He was Ray Rice was suspended one game, and then the videotape came out, and then all of a sudden he was, released from the Ravens, and being able to see things, it makes it a lot worse. Look at Michael Vick. I guarantee you, if there was video of Michael Vick drowning a dog or hanging a dog, he would have never been able to come back into the NFL. It's just the reality of the situation. It's a business, and it's a shame that it's that way, because then it skews the message that we send to children, and it really shows that the NFL, it's all a bunch of BS, what they stand for. We do all this stuff about, domestic abuse and stuff, but, at the end of it, it's all about this, right? Johnny Manziel, money. So, look, from a standpoint of who's going to stay on my board, who's not going to stay on my board, I'm sorry, but I can't, the risk that's there with Joe Mixon, I just can't take it. And personally, aside from that, I've watched his interviews at his pro day. Go look it up. Type in Joe Mixon pro day, and you can hear see him being interviewed. And to me, it just seemed like something was just not there. Something was off for me personally in terms of his character. I think there was something they asked him about, like, what are teams saying, and he said, "Man, they know what's going on. They know what's going on." It's like, they know what's going on. I mean, yeah, we know what's going on, but, like, I need to see someone that's contrite, and that is humbled by what's happened and has really turned over a new leaf. I've heard that Joe Mixon has also said, if he makes it to the NFL, he wants to go around and talk to kids and say, don't do what I did. Don't do what I did. Well, guess what? You were the star running back at Oklahoma. You could have already been doing that. It's not like no one was stopping you from doing that. So for you to say, like, yeah, it's encouraging and you're saying the right stuff, but for me personally, I need to see action. And the same goes for Dalvin Cook. Now, the thing is with Dalvin Cook, I've already seen someone go to the NFL for doing a lot worse things to dogs. I'm not trying to minimize what he did because what he did was wrong. He didn't kill any animals, but it was animal cruelty and it's wrong, period. But I saw someone, who's killed, an endless number of dogs get back into the NFL and almost be an MVP, right? And go to prison for it. He served his time, but he got that chance to come back. So for Dalvin Cook, I don't think it's as taboo, but I have never seen someone on tape beat a woman and come back to the NFL. And personally, I don't think 2017 or any year in the future is the year where we say, okay, or NFL teams say, okay, we can get past this, and it's forced because guess what? If we draft Joe Mixon a year and he's a good player, people are gonna forget. And it doesn't matter. Listen, there's a lot of rumors, and now things are about to get hot right now. So, buckle up your seatbelt because I'm about to say some things that, might bother some people. There are rumors that she spat on him or spit on him. There are rumors that she called him the N-word. Listen, when I watched that tape, I saw him follow her into a restaurant. Listen, I mean, I've never been spit on. I've been called the N-word before. I'm a black man. Like, look, you got to walk away. Especially knowing your future, you have to walk away, period. You got to, and that says a lot more about you, about your character. You have to walk away. You can't risk your future. And to him, that wasn't something he was interested in doing. He was not interested in walking away. You have to rise above it. It sucks. Trust me, it sucks. I mean, peeps, imagine someone who really, really says some things that, bothers you and it's offensive and it sucks. But when you have that much on the line, millions of dollars, especially a chance to provide for your family and give back to people who have given you everything, you have to be able to walk away. And if you're not, that shows that you can't handle that at the next level, period. Because there's going to be more things. There's going to be more temptation. There's going to be more things that you want to do that you can't. And as an NFL owner, someone's going to look at that and say, okay, he can't handle it, and that's a shame. And I know how sensitive the race thing is. I know how sensitive domestic violence is, but pretty much you have to be able to show that. And so for me, it's just not worth the risk. Personally, I know that's my take. Now, obviously, I'm not saying he shouldn't have, done. There's other things you can do too, but from what I saw on the tape, he followed her and it could have been over, It really could have been over. He didn't have to go in that restaurant. And for me, and for him to do that in front of all those people, it won't sit right with me. The videotape is there forever. I wish the best for Joe Mixon. I hope that, he, if he can play football, heck, okay, fine, whatever. But I don't want that in Philadelphia, me personally. And if it happens, well, I can't control it. But me personally, if I was an NFL owner, it's not worth the risk. Dalvin Cook, on the other hand, what he did was wrong. But like I said, I've seen someone come in the NFL who's done a lot worse. And it seems like people are kind of, ashamed. It's a shame, but muted to it. And the reality is that if he comes in and is a good player, like I said before, people are going to accept it. So it's really up to the owners. Are you willing to force people to accept someone who's beat a woman? Because it doesn't matter. Once he starts scoring touchdowns and the Eagles start winning, people are going to love it, and they're going to forget. And that's not what we want. We definitely want we don't want that anywhere in the NFL. Me personally, now that's just my take on it. And at the end of the day, this draft class is loaded with running back talent. So I would keep Dalvin Cook on my board. I would obviously have to be doing a lot of digging. I know the Eagles met with his family and such, and they're doing the right thing. But Personally, I think Christian McCaffrey is an excellent fit for this team. Catches the ball, put on one of the best combine performances I personally have ever seen. And I think it's a lot safer pick. His character is excellent. He comes from a great family. He's a hard worker. And I have no doubt that Christian McCaffrey will give it his all out there on the field. I know it's high praise, but I see Brian Westbrook when I look at him. I really do. Someone who's dynamic in the passing game. You can line him up in the slot. Darren Sproles is his last year. That's, you guys know Darren Sproles is my boy. I love Sproles. Contingency plan, who's going to replace him, who's returning punts. It's definitely an Aguilar. So hey, think about it. But for the risk, I think there's other talent out there. Alvin Kamara is another one. Really a sleeper. I would hate to see him end up at another team in the NFC East, which is really possible. But look, second chances. What's your thoughts, man? Domestic violence. Hate to get that deep into it, but it's appropriate because these people could potentially be on the Eagles, and if so, that means your kids will be supporting them. You will be supporting them eventually. So I'm Kevin Taylor. That's a take. It's a hot take, I know. But listen, like, subscribe, share, get in my comments right now. Let's continue the conversation, and let's educate ourselves too. Like I said, that's my take. You'll see some of our other guys on Birds Fly Talk. They'll talk about it too. Their take might be different from ours, but at the end of the day, like I said, no excuse for domestic violence, and we don't condone it, but we are talking about it, and it is a real situation. So, like I said, Kevin Taylor here, Birds Fly Talk, Second Chances, Joe Mixon, Dalvin Cook. What's your take? Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Get in my feed, and I want to hear back from you. Have a good one. Thanks. Peace.